Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we dive into the high-stakes appeal of former media mogul Jimmy Lai and 6 ex-lawmakers as they challenge their convictions from the 2019 protests. This trial is drawing significant attention as concerns about the city's judicial independence continue to mount, especially after the resignation of UK Judge Jonathan Sumption from Hong Kong's top court, citing Beijing's increasing control as a grave danger to the rule of law. In other news, Hong Kong's emergency responders are in full swing, searching for a solo hiker who went missing in the New Territories. After the man's wife alerted authorities about his disappearance, search teams and a helicopter were dispatched to comb the area. The family has also taken to social media, sharing security footage in hopes of finding him. The search continues, and the community holds its breath for a positive outcome. Lastly, Hong Kong's civil servants are now under the microscope as their commitment to upholding national security becomes a key metric in their performance evaluations. Secretary for the Civil Service Ingrid Yeung Poi-yan emphasized the importance of this new criterion, following updates to the Code of Practice in line with the city's national security law. With over 172,000 staff, the civil service is expected to align closely with these new directives. Please stay tuned for more details on these stories. Japan Times. Hong Kong's highest court has commenced its first trial regarding former media tycoon Jimmy Lai's involvement in the 2019 pro-democracy protests, amidst growing concerns over the judiciary's independence following the departure of several foreign judges. The Court of Final Appeal began hearing the appeal from Lai and 6 former lawmakers who aimed to overturn their convictions for participating in an unlawful protest in August 2019. Previously, a lower court had acquitted them of organizing the rally but upheld their convictions for taking part in it. This trial follows the resignation of prominent UK Judge Jonathan Sumption, who voiced serious concerns about the rule of law in Hong Kong due to Beijing's increasing control. South China Morning Post. Emergency responders are actively searching for a 56-year-old man who went missing during a solo hike in Hong Kong's eastern New Territories. The man's wife reported him missing at 7:40 p.m. on Sunday after he did not return home from his trek in Sai Kung. Authorities, including the police, fire services department, civil aid service, and government flying service, have been mobilized to locate him, with a helicopter deployed to scan the Clearwater Bay Peninsula. The missing person's family has also circulated online posts with security footage showing him leaving his home in Seong Kwan O at around 7:45 a.m. on Sunday. He was last seen in a fluorescent yellow shirt, black shorts, and carrying a backpack. The man last communicated with his family at 11 a.m., sending photos and videos from the Lung Ha Wan Country Trail and Tai Lung Tung viewing point. He had indicated he would return home between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. The search continues. South China Morning Post. The commitment of Hong Kong civil servants will now be evaluated based on their adherence to national security measures, a key aspect of their performance reviews, according to Secretary for the Civil Service Ingrid Yeung Poi-yan. In an exclusive interview, Yeung emphasized that wholehearted support for management decisions is a fundamental work ethic. The government recently updated its Code of Practice for public servants, reflecting the national security law implemented in March. The Civil Service Code prioritizes upholding the constitutional order and national security, followed by a focus on being people-oriented and having a passion for public service. Civil servants are expected to ensure that their daily work processes and regulations safeguard national security. The code, revised to align with the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong, prohibits civil servants from publicly criticizing government policies in their official capacity. While personal opinions can be expressed, they must not be mistaken for the government's stance. Yeung assured that internal channels are available for expressing constructive feedback, and the government will investigate any allegations of misconduct related to social media activity. Violations of the code can affect performance assessments, promotion prospects, and may lead to disciplinary action, as evidenced by the 1,124 disciplinary cases over the past 5 years. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong Airport restored its real-time flight data on Monday morning after a glitch caused delays and confusion for passengers the previous day. The failure wiped arrival and departure information from screens, forcing staff to use whiteboards to inform travelers. The airport authority apologized, stating that only a few flights were delayed but acknowledged that fixing the issue took longer than expected. This incident followed another mishap where a cargo plane's emergency landing shut down a runway for over 8 hours, affecting about 450 flights. The government has demanded a thorough investigation and report on the recent glitch. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's banking sector is gearing up for the new policy that mandates local stock and derivatives markets to remain open during typhoons and rainstorms. The Hong Kong Association of Banks, HKAB, confirmed that its members are upgrading systems to handle check clearing and other operations under the new all-weather trading rule, set to start in September. Banks are preparing to ensure smooth internet and phone banking services during severe weather. This change aligns Hong Kong's trading mechanisms with global standards, boosting its competitiveness. The move is seen as crucial for Hong Kong's role as an international financial center, supporting continuous trading even during adverse weather conditions. CNN: As Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un strengthened their alliance with a new defense pact, China watched cautiously from the sidelines. The treaty, which pledges mutual military assistance, marks a significant shift in bilateral relations, raising concerns in the United States and its allies. While Japan and South Korea voiced strong reactions, China remained officially reticent, though analysts suggest Beijing is wary of the implications. The deepening ties between Russia and North Korea could destabilize the region, complicating China's efforts to maintain peace and stability in Northeast Asia. Despite the new alliance, China remains a crucial economic and political partner for both nations, underscoring its irreplaceable role amidst shifting geopolitical dynamics. South China Morning Post reports that mainland Chinese retail brands are struggling to thrive in Hong Kong due to exorbitant rents and intense competition. For instance, the lemon tea brand LMM recently closed its Mong Kok shop after less than a year, burdened by a monthly rent of 70,000 Hong Kong dollars, $8,968. Similarly, Radish Southward, a spicy Hunan food restaurant, shut down just 4 months into its 3-year lease at 250,000 Hong Kong dollars per month. Even Zhou's Cha, a tea brand from Guangzhou, is seeing dwindling consumer numbers despite its prime location in Causeway Bay. Analysts suggest that mainland brands need to adapt to local tastes and carefully choose their locations to survive. The average rent for shops in Hong Kong is significantly higher than on the mainland, making it challenging for new entrants to sustain their businesses. In another report from South China Morning Post, Hong Kong police received over 18,000 cybersecurity attack reports in the first quarter, with phishing attacks making up nearly 46% and malware incidents 29%. Although malware incidents dropped significantly from last year, botnet incidents saw a 44.5% year-on-year increase. The police recorded over 10,000 cybercrime cases in the first 4 months, resulting in financial losses of more than 1.8 billion Hong Kong dollars, $230 million US. Superintendent Raymond Lam Chuk Ho emphasized the need for companies to update their cybersecurity systems, as syndicates increasingly target businesses due to the vast amounts of data they handle. The police have also launched the bug hunting campaign in collaboration with CyberBay to help local businesses manage cybersecurity risks, offering cash rewards to those who identify vulnerabilities. An opinion piece in South China Morning Post highlights the plight of Hong Kong's domestic helpers, who are often targeted by loan sharks. With an estimated 340,000 migrant workers providing essential services like childcare and housekeeping, they are crucial to the city's economy. However, many are deceived into taking high-interest loans and face threats from debt collectors. The Coalition of Global Home Service Sustainable Development has reported a rise in such cases, with some helpers and their employers experiencing harassment and intimidation. The coalition suggests that the government should regulate overseas loan companies, limit borrowing to 2 months' salary for contracts lasting 6 months or longer, and promote financial prudence among helpers. Employers, NGOs, and consulates are urged to support these efforts to protect domestic workers from exploitation. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong is poised to revitalize its tourism sector by leveraging its vibrant small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. As the city pivots away from luxury tourism, which is no longer as profitable, the focus is shifting toward lower-cost business models that cater to leisure travelers. SMEs, which account for 99% of all businesses and 45% of private sector employment in Hong Kong, are well positioned to meet the demands of the new wave of tourists seeking authentic urban experiences. These businesses, scattered across bustling neighborhoods and tourism hotspots, offer unique cultural and local experiences that appeal to modern travelers. The government is supporting this transition through funding schemes and a one-stop support platform to ease financing challenges. This strategic shift is essential as Hong Kong's visitor arrivals, although recovering, are still significantly lower than pre-pandemic levels. The city must adapt by promoting its SMEs and adjusting its tourism strategy to align with the changing preferences of visitors. SCMP opinion: Hong Kong's universities, long praised for their quality and affordability, are facing a necessary adjustment in tuition fees due to the government's budget deficit. The 27-year freeze on tuition fees is ending, with a planned annual increase of about 5.5% for programs subsidized by the University Grants Committee. While the new fees remain competitive regionally, the total increase of 17.6% over 3 years will raise concerns among students and families. The government must ensure that financial aid, scholarships, and loan schemes are adjusted accordingly to prevent any student from being denied access to higher education due to financial constraints. The rise in fees is seen as a move to balance the cost recovery target and the prolonged fee freeze, but it also highlights the need for careful monitoring and support to maintain the accessibility and quality of higher education in Hong Kong. Nikkei Asia: China's policymakers are grappling with the weakening yuan, which has hit a 7-month low against the US dollar. A weaker yuan could boost exports and inflation, but conflicts with President Xi Jinping's goal of making it a global currency. The People's Bank of China, PBOC, is maintaining exchange rate flexibility, but foreign investors predict further depreciation by year-end due to the U.S. Federal Reserve's interest rate policies and China's economic challenges, including a property market downturn. The yuan's depreciation could escalate trade tensions with the U.S. and Europe, complicating China's economic strategy. While a weaker yuan might stimulate exports, it also risks capital outflows and undermining investor confidence. Policymakers are using strategic measures to manage the currency, but the geopolitical uncertainties, particularly from the upcoming U.S. election, add further complexity. The box approach aims to avoid market shocks, but the balance between supporting exports and maintaining currency stability remains delicate. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that U.S. stocks ended their latest winning week with mixed results as Nvidia stock cooled off from its remarkable surge. The S&P 500 slipped by 0.2%, remaining close to its all-time high, while the Dow Jones edged up by 15 points, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 0.2%. Nvidia, having soared over 1,000% since October 2022 due to high demand for its AI chips, saw a 3.2% decline, marking its first losing week in 9. Sarepta Therapeutics climbed 30.1% after its Duchenne muscular dystrophy medicine was approved for children, while Smith & Wesson brands fell 12.9% despite strong profits. Trump Media and Technology Group's shares rose 3.4% after a week of significant losses following Donald Trump's conviction. In the bond market, U.S. Treasury yields initially fell due to weak business activity reports in Europe but later recovered. The Federal Reserve faces the challenge of balancing interest rates to control inflation without triggering a recession. European and Asian markets also experienced declines, with Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropping 1.7% and South Korea's Kospi falling 0.8%. Bloomberg highlights the struggle between bullish Western hedge fund managers and cautious Chinese traders in the copper market. Copper prices surged to record highs, confusing Chinese traders who expected a slump due to domestic economic conditions. Western investors, betting on future shortages, drove prices up, while Chinese traders, focusing on current weak demand, were caught off guard. This tug-of-war led to a significant drop in copper prices from their peak, with the market now closely watching China for signs of recovery. Despite some recent upticks, overall sentiment among Chinese traders remains gloomy, with high inventories and weak demand. The upcoming London Metal Exchange's annual Asia Party in Hong Kong will see traders and analysts seeking insights into market trends. The situation underscores the evolving dynamics of the copper market, driven by global electrification and shifts in Chinese economic policies. Traders are cautious, with some predicting further price drops if Chinese demand doesn't pick up. The South China Morning Post reports on the chaos at Hong Kong International Airport due to a digital screen glitch that left passengers confused and angry. The glitch, lasting over 9 hours, prevented flight information from being displayed, causing some passengers to miss their flights. Jacob Ng, a Macau resident, missed his flight to Cebu and criticized the airport's management. He described the situation as poorly handled, with handwritten whiteboards providing flight information amidst crowded and chaotic conditions. Other passengers, like Peter Lapointe, expressed surprise at such a malfunction in a major international airport. The airport authority stated that no flights were cancelled or delayed due to the glitch, but did not address the passengers who missed their flights. Social media users criticized the airport, describing the manual updates as a significant step backward for a modern city like Hong Kong. The incident highlighted the importance of effective risk management and clear communication in maintaining airport operations. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Lights dim, voices loud, headlines flashing loud. World in a frame and now, stories told, it's time to plow. Eyes glued, truth pursued, understanding woven through. Heartbeats race breaking through, knowledge spreads the new view. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, live and clear we can Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, living clear we convey. Depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light, morning, evening, through the night. Breaking the news, breaking the day. Truth and insight our way. Every story, every play. Live and clear we convey. Breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play. And clear we convey. Truth and insight our way.